everybody. Welcome to this episode of Called Out. We have a very special guest today. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I am going to go ahead and hand this over to Chris and Marcus.
Oh, I hear some feedback. Should I shut the Instagram off?
Yeah, I would shut off Instagram.
Okay. I'm going to go
All right. You guys are on.
Hi.
Welcome to Called Out.
Welcome.
How we doing out there today? Today we got a very, very, very special guest. And before we get started, we just want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor for this episode, Ice Cold Fitness, a great competitor and great meal prep company. If you're looking for any type of meal prepping assistance, you'd be the one to hit up.
That's dope. That is dope. That food looks good. Is that what you're using for prep, Mr. Chris?
Yes, sir.
I want that burger right now.
Yeah, right? Yo, do they deliver cross country, or how does that look? Is that just a direct pickup? What does that look like?
So we're looking like direct pickup. We're looking like freeze it and send it wherever you need it to go to get delivered. Quick and easy. Get right into his Instagram and make it happen.
Dope. Well, we have a champion on our show today. I mean, a true champion. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. How let us know who you are.
My name is Teresa Stramandinoli. For those of you that don't know me, I am partners with my boyfriend and my coach, Mike Cuccinello, and our team is called Rare Breed X Bodies. Got the banner. I'm repping the breed. Okay. Let's see. I have been competing. I think this is going to be my 12th year now, so I've been around for quite a while. Kind of lost track of how many shows I've done at this point. If I had to guess, I would say 16 or so. And I turned OCV Pro in 2018 at Battle for the Belt. And shout out to Devin Baker. I know he's watching, so I call him my belt twin because we both turned pro at that show. So I've been going pretty hard the last couple of years. Like I said, it's my 12th year. I did take 4 years off somewhere in there in the middle. And since I won my pro card, I've just been going hard and I'm out there every year. So just trying to move up and improve every year.
Nice.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Looks like you've been going for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I just want to let you guys know, too, that this is totally out of my comfort zone. If anybody follows me on Instagram, I post quite a bit, but I'm not really one to put out there, when I'm in prep, when I'm not in prep, how many weeks out I am, and what shows I'm doing. I kind of keep that to myself and just work. And I just like to get up there on stage and just show my hard work then. So, but you guys definitely inspired me. And, because I've been following what you guys have been doing with these broadcasts and calling each other out and just creating all this hype and excitement in the bodybuilding world. And I think it's awesome. I think it's just what we need. So, I'm on board with you guys. And honestly, I was debating whether I even wanted to compete this year, and just watching you guys, talking smack to each other on your Stairmaster and calling each other out. It just got me so hyped up. And I'm like, okay, I got to throw my hat in the ring. And, we need to get the figure girls on board too. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so thanks for having me.
Well, guys, this is a very special show. We have a very special guest because this is our first female athlete. So we'll get to ask some interesting questions that I know we all would like to know. I know there's a wide range of female competitors that look for advice from pros that have been doing this for a while, such as yourself. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to kick it off with the first question.
Sure.
How do you determine which category you'd like to compete in?
Oh, that is such a great question. So just to I want to bring it back to my personal journey with that and just share my experience, because when I first started training and became interested in competing, I initially wanted to go into the bikini division. because I just felt like I wasn't muscular enough for figure. But my coach at that time said, no, you're going to be a figure competitor. And so I know this question comes up a lot as far as how to determine which category you should go in. And even when I judge shows and I'm giving feedback, I'm very careful about this too, because I think a lot of people will look at somebody and say, okay, like your structure fits into this category, and I think you would do well there. And I'm not saying that's the wrong approach, but if you really feel strongly that you want to be in a different category and you're not afraid to put the time and the work into it, you can get there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely did not have the structure for figure at all. I had no shoulders for the first few years that I competed, you know, but I was just so determined. You know, I tried figure, I fell in love with it. I love the presentation. I love the look. And so that's really where I wanted to stay. So yes, was it disheartening at times when I didn't place well? Of course. But I just kept picking myself up and I kept going. And I said, I'm going to try my best to outwork my genetics. I'm not going to let anybody tell me that I can't be a figure competitor because of my genetics and because I'm natural too. So, you know, that's another thing. So it might take you longer to get there, but if that's really what you want to go after, I would encourage people to do that. So like I said, when I give feedback, you know, when I'm judging, I'm very, very mindful about that feedback specifically. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you choose exactly where you want to be.
And train for that.
You work as hard as you can.
Yeah, train for that. Don't let somebody tell you that that you need to go in men's physique, but you want to be a bodybuilder. But just you have to understand that depending where your starting point is, it might take you longer to get there. Like you have to put in the work, right?
Absolutely.
So you just have to be willing to do that. And I think a true competitor and a true bodybuilder is willing to do that, you know?
Yeah. So Terry, obviously you have a polished physique. You have a bunch of experience. You've been competing since 2009, 16, 17 shows in. How does
I'm getting old.
Right? No, you're getting better.
Thank you.
I want to ask you a question. How do you feel as though your experience plays that factor during stage day at the moments that you're competing, you know, right now? How much of that experience that you've taken through the years and things that you picked up along the way, how much of a factor do you feel that plays when you're competing?
It's a huge factor, you know, especially because I encounter a lot of first-time competitors. So that kind of reminds me of like that beginner's mind. So obviously I don't have that anymore. So I don't really get nervous. I feel very comfortable up there. But that comes with practice too, you know? So, you know, my experience spans from being on stage as a competitor to being a judge to being backstage with competitors, you know? So all of that definitely helps me on stage. And I feel like, you know, I know how to move up there. I know how to pose. I know what the judges are looking for. You know, I'm very mindful of trying to keep them engaged, you know, and to draw attention from them. So yeah, and I think the more experience you have, the more polished you look up there, obviously.
Absolutely, and it speaks volumes of, you know, you can see the difference between, you know, kind of first timers or people who've just getting in there and people who actually know how to draw that attention toward the judges and know how to stand with the angles and present their best package versus how everyone else is standing. So
right,
so
yeah. So there's lots of like little tips and tricks that I keep in my mind and I share when I'm helping somebody get ready to go on stage. Yeah, so it's great to have that experience behind me for sure. It definitely helps me up there.
So I'm looking at it throughout the team, every rare breed athlete. I call you guys like team condition, team lean. Everybody on the team looks like, you know, like team shredded.
Rare breed conditioning, that's what we call it.
What's that process? Rare breed conditioning. What's the process that goes into that?
Chris, you didn't share your secrets, so I'm not sharing my secrets.
Okay, is it the great dynamic coaching, or, you know, it's just like we have this special food that we cook ourselves?
No, there's no magic foods. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Mike is the head coach. He started this whole thing. He is extremely hands-on with the competitors. So there's that whole dynamic. You know, he's constantly, I'm getting some feedback. He's in constant contact with the competitors. We both are. And that's really nice too, because the two of us are coaching together now. So there's always someone there to respond to a question or to help somebody. And then also with the female competitors, it's nice to have a woman on the other side too, you know, because there's certain things that you just like, you don't want to really share with a male coach. So yeah, I think a big part of that is our training style, you know, and I know not everybody really might not agree with how we train our training style, but it's extremely intense. It's really, really grounded in old school bodybuilding. So it's a lot of supersets, trisets, giant sets. Like we do not stop moving. And it's kind of funny because people ask me, hey, why don't you ever post any videos of yourself training? And I'm like, I don't have time. I'm moving. So by the time that I take my camera, set it up, try to get it on a tripod or whatever, get the perfect angle, hit record, and then go do a set, I just did 30 reps while somebody was setting up their phone. You know what I'm saying? So I think that definitely helps with the conditioning. And like I said, just being really dialed in with every competitor on the nutrition, you know, because everybody's different. Everybody's different and the leaner you get during prep, the faster things change, you know, so you really have to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on with every competitor. And, you know, and I also just have to give credit to our team, you know, because we're just really blessed to attract very hardworking competitors, you know, so they do what they're asked to do and they put in the work, you know, and we're not afraid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like for me, if you're a competitor, you can't be weak-minded. You have to be really tough. You know, I'm trying not to curse because we're live on the air, but you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be afraid to push yourself. There's going to be times where you have to suffer, and that's just the way it is. If you want to be in condition on stage, you have to work for it, and there's going to be times where you have to suffer. So if you can't handle being tired or being hungry sometimes and training like that, then you're just not going to get in shape. You know, that's just the way it is.
Some would just call it the rare breed way. It's how you go about things, and you want to look like us, you got to be like us. Yeah. That's the best way I can put it.
So,
how many competitors do you guys have?
I'm sorry?
How many competitors do you guys have?
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. We have, I want to say maybe 20, 30 right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great team.
Yeah. And so what's really exciting too is that we have a lot of new pros that have signed on with the team this year. And so it's going to be a really interesting year because I'm going to be competing against them, or with them, I should say. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to Yorton with a whole team. Whole pro figure lineup is coming from Rare Breed. So look out for that. It's going to be really awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of Rare Breed conditioning on stage.
Top 3. Hard to beat.
So Tara, let me ask you something. It sounds like, you know, even with all the experience that you've been able to accumulate over the years, how do you feel? And you're a lot like me. We kind of share maybe some of the same pathway. You started in the NPC. How do you feel that the NPC has transferred over to the OCB in terms of, you know, you specifically with your physique? Do you feel like because you were able to have to compete against people who were bigger
enhanced
on stage, people who were enhanced, you know, using that as your level of competition, do you feel like that played a factor in where you are today? Or, what does that look like for you? What could you tell us about, you know, the transfer from the NPC competitors to the natural organization like, you know, OCB or any natural organization that it be?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I started out competing, I was actually doing both. So I started in NPC, and then I had a coach that was affiliated with OCB, and he was competing there. And he said, hey, you're natural. Why don't you come over and try drug tested show? Which at the time, I didn't even know that existed. So I was going back and forth between the two for a little while. So in the beginning of my career, I kind of let whoever was coaching me at that time steer me into, help me with show selection and things like that. And so I just went in whatever direction they advised me to. And I actually really liked competing with the NPC, but you know, as time went on, the look kept evolving farther and farther than what I could accomplish, not enhanced, you know. And so I did pretty well locally. You know, I was in the top 2 quite often. And then I finally one year tried Team U. So I finally went to a national level show.
That's so awesome.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because I was about to say I got my ass kicked.
No.
Yeah, so I got my ass handed to me, basically. I was in the bottom call out of 30 girls. And so, but it's all good because it was a good experience because that just let me know where I stand. You know what I mean? And so at that point, that's when I actually put the competing on pause because I had to take a step back. Like I said, I enjoyed competing with them, but the look was evolving very quickly into something different and something that I didn't feel was attainable without using gear. So I didn't really want to go that route. So I kind of took a step back, and then I was, you know, I was a little, I was very disheartened at that point, you know, because I didn't really do well in the OCB either, to be honest with you. So wherever I competed, I was always one of the smaller figure competitors. And this is kind of goes back to your earlier question about which category do you fit in, you know. I just physically wasn't there. So to me, it didn't really matter which organization I was competing in. I just needed more time to develop my physique, you know, to fit into the figure criteria. So that's when I took time off, and that's really when it happened for me. The 3 or 4 years that I had off from competing there that's when I really was able to transform my body and bring it up to the place it needed to be for figure. Oh, I love that picture, except for the mask.
Very, very nice.
Except for the mask.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that evolved. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it's so funny that, you know, I also got my issue at Team Universe. That's what made me make the actual switch. So that
your
was
wake-up
just
call?
Last year. Yeah, I said, you know what? They're not looking for what I have. So, you know, let's make it to a stage where people can appreciate that natural physique, and the fans, the judges, the competitors are all looking for what we have. So that's a great point that you made, and I think that's the idea that that you know, bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding should be, you know, maybe the standard. So now other people who are entering to the sport, they're looking at you knowing, okay, this is obtainable. And I think that's the idea. So awesome. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And I think it's important too that, you know, just like what we're doing right now, raising awareness that natural bodybuilding even exists. Because like I said, when I first started out in the sport, I didn't even know there was a distinction. I didn't know there was drug tested and non-drug tested. So I think just us getting more exposure and spreading the message of that, you know, that you can do this without taking gear if you're willing to put in the time and the work and the energy that goes into it, you know, you can get there. And especially now with social media, it's even worse because, you know, people that are just starting out in fitness or just starting out and competing, they're following all these big names in the industry, but again, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Do you know what I mean? So they're idolizing somebody or saying, oh, I want to look like this person, but they don't know that person might be enhanced, you know? So it's not really like a realistic way to kind of like gauge where they are on their journey. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Social media kills me. You'll see the before and after pictures from 23 years ago. Say how hard I work, and it's like, brother, I know what you did. I know what you did last summer.
It's so funny because when I post my progress pictures, there's like 6 years, 8 years, 11 years in between them, you know, because
Look at that.
That was my pandemic transformation. So the first picture was my last progress picture that I took in the gym right before they shut down in March. And at that point, the gym shut down. You know, nobody knew what was going on. I didn't know what we were going to do with the business or even with my training. And so I had planned to compete in 2020. At that point, I was like, I have no gym. There's no way that, you know, because my thing is I refuse to get on stage unless I know I'm going to be better than last time I was up there. So at that point, so I lost my confidence that I was going to be able to improve because I didn't have a gym. So obviously I don't think any of us have been in this situation before, you know? So at that point I said, you know what, I'm just going to like try to maintain what I have, I guess, and I'll compete next year. And then about 2 weeks into the pandemic, I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not changing my goals because the world shut down right now. I'm going to figure out how to make this work. So Mike and I just started acquiring equipment to train with, and we didn't have space in our house. Like, our ceilings are really low and we didn't have room. So we literally, that's me training in my pandemic gym, aka my backyard. Yeah, so we just picked up equipment and we just started going wild, like crazy. Our neighbors hate us. We were out there every day banging weights in the heat, in the rain. Like, we didn't give a fuck what was going on. You know, we were training in all elements. And so I did that entire prep from March until my last show in November. I had no roof over my head, no walls, no air conditioning, no heat, nothing. Like, I was outside training my ass off every day for 2 hours a day, cardio, lifting, everything, all free weights. So I really didn't have any machines, but I got it done. And so what's really crazy is I think that was like the most progress that I ever made in 1 year. So I really learned a lot through that process, you know, because before that, I wouldn't say that we really relied on machines heavily in our training, but this like really took it to another level, because we had barbells, dumbbells, and some plates, and that's it. So we got it done. And it
looks like a yard workout.
Yeah, it was crazy. And we had other people in prep on the team, so they were coming over to train. So it was like our own little muscle beach out there. It was just like shirtless, sweaty meatheads, you know, like throwing weights around outside. It was awesome. That's how it started.
So going into shows now, since you have a lot of athletes, how do you guys go about looking for shows, and what is it that you look for in a show to actually determine if you guys will do it or not?
Good question. So we have been doing a lot of OCB shows, just because there's a lot of options out there on the calendar. So they're all throughout the year. There's a lot that are local to us. And they have really good turnouts, so they draw a lot of competitors. So that's a big thing with us, like, and especially with me personally, you want to get on stage with people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want an easy show, because that doesn't mean anything. If you place in an easy show that, you know, maybe it had 3 people there, who cares? You know what I mean? And you don't get better that way as an athlete. Like, you have to challenge yourself, so I want myself and I want other people to be up there in a class of 10, 20 people, you know what I mean? And really go head to head with them. So we definitely look at, you know, what the turnouts are. Is there going to be competition there? We also, you know, we know a lot of the local promoters. So just promoters that we think put on a really good show and the production quality is there. I think those are the 2 key things. So, you know, Mike and I are speaking to a lot of different promoters from, you know, all organizations, and kind of just trying to understand from them, like, what they're planning for the season, you know, what the level of production is going to be for the shows, things like that. And so, you know, we just like to vet through all of that before we put competitors in there. But we're definitely looking for more opportunities. So even if you guys have some ideas that you want to share with me, you know, because I think you guys have competed in more organizations than I have. So I'm definitely open if you guys have suggestions on some really good shows to do. And I think something different that we're doing this year too is we've kind of been sticking with local shows. And so now we're starting to travel and, you know, take our competitors out of state. You know, we might be flying to a few shows this year, so that's going to be exciting. So yeah, we're open, like anywhere in the country, we're going to go this year.
So I hear it's a lot of production. You guys are interested in the production quality, the competition. And let me stop and say, I know you guys are gonna have airports packed, because I know you guys travel in like a pack. You show up to a show with about 20, 30 people.
Yeah, maybe we can get a discount on airfare or something.
That might work. So like I was saying, you're looking for production, how you know, lighting, you know, staging, of course.
Yeah, the lighting is huge. The lighting is huge. And I think that gets overlooked a lot. It's really shocking to me. Like, to me, that's so disrespectful to a competitor. You know, we bust our asses for months on end to get up there, all the sacrifice that we go through to get in condition to be on stage. And then you don't even have the proper lighting. That's insane. Like, that should never happen. And I'm not talking about last year. I know COVID, threw a wrench in things and that was uncharted waters. I'm just talking about in a normal year. That still happens, like where you show up and the lighting's terrible. How does that happen? So I think there needs to be some kind of quality control. I know that the organizations they're all growing and there's a lot of shows, but I just I think back to my fashion and my retail experience, when you had a chain of stores, you had regional managers that were responsible for going in person to whatever group of stores and making sure that everything was up to par. So I think maybe if we did something like that in bodybuilding, we would all really benefit from it and it would improve the quality of the shows.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Terry,
I have a standard, maybe every promoter has their own lighting package. Like this is the standard lighting package that you need to have at your show. And I know it probably sounds like I'm oversimplifying this. Don't get me wrong. I know that it's a lot of work and a lot to figure out, but I think it can be done.
Yeah. I can't help but, I can't wash over this or brush over something that you just mentioned earlier, which I think a lot of people starting out, and people who are even maybe in the middle of their career, even at the end of the career, whatever the case may be, you said something that was super powerful. When you put your competitors, into a show, you're looking for them to compete, not just pick up trophies. That is a winner's, a champion's mentality. I can't tell you, that's what type of coaches that competitors should be looking for. What I can't even say enough about that.
So
what is your competitors' take on that when you're grooming them and having them with that mentality? A lot of them just want to pick up trophies. They just want to say, hey, I don't want to get on stage with people who are better. What could you speak on just having that type of killer mentality and that type of competitor's mentality?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just start out by saying that that's my mindset and the standard that I hold myself to. And so anybody working with Mike and I, they're going to be held to the same standards, and so a big part of bodybuilding is the mindset. And like I said, if by you going somewhere where there's not competition, you're not going to learn anything about yourself, about how to improve and get better. So, I mean, you're speaking to somebody that's been competing for 12 years. Do you know how many class wins I have under my belt? One. I've probably done 16 to 20 shows. I don't even know. But let me tell you something. I learn more from the shows that I lose than from the show that I won.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right? So what happens a lot of time is, listen, it's normal. We've all been there. I'm not going to say that we always agree with our placings. I certainly have had situations where I didn't agree with the placing, and so what happens a lot of the time is people don't place where they want to. And, they start talking smack, the judges and politics, and I had a better this and I had a better that. But they're, because I've been on the judging panel too, so I understand the dynamic that goes on there. And so what I really have done is I'll give myself that moment to be pissed and upset. I'm not going to lie, I'm human. But then rather than dwelling on, whether I got screwed over or I thought something was unfair, I shift my focus onto, I start studying the pictures and the videos of that class. And I'm like, that girl placed ahead of me. What did the judges see in that person that they did not see in me? I don't care. Even if I think that I was better than her all around, she still had something that I could learn. And so I did just that last year. My first pro show last year, I came in last place. I was not too happy about that. I didn't go there for last place. But instead of sitting there pissed off and saying that it's not fair and I should have placed higher, I studied the shit out of those girls. And I said, what can I learn from them? Right? I picked apart everything, literally from where a strap was positioned on their body. I'm not even kidding. And I had 6 weeks. I had 6 weeks until my next competition. Okay. So I was in last place. I had 6 weeks to fine tune and figure out what the hell the judges were looking for and what I missed, everybody in your camp is always going to tell you that you're perfect and you're spot on, right? So you really have to get honest with yourself, especially at the pro level. The margins between placings are razor thin. So you have to nitpick everything. I've judged pros before. It's freaking hard. You have to really dissect everything. And so that's what I did. And then I went on to an OCV Pro show in Syracuse, and I ended up, if Sammy Joe, if you could pull up the picture of that top 6, this class was stacked. Like, first of all, hats off to these ladies because they all look insane. Like, can you imagine? This was crazy. The result of these women training during a pandemic. Half of us didn't even have a gym, so the competition was insane. But my point is that because I shifted my focus on what can I do better, I placed second in this show, which was huge for me, so thank you. So, so I couldn't, so if I was just stayed in my feelings after that first show and I was like, oh, it's not there and whatever, and I should have did better, and I didn't shift my focus to what I could improve, I wouldn't have accomplished that placing, so that's what people need to think about. So, just to go, I'm sorry if I went off on a tangent, but I just get really passionate and I just start talking, but to go back,
we love it.
To go back to your question about putting competitors in shows, just an example, we had a couple of pro figure competitors join the team. And so they wanted help with show selection this year. And to me, it was I didn't even think it was a question. I said, of course you're going to your end. And they're like, what? No, everybody, like, people get nervous, but that's what you have to do to get better. My first pro season, I immediately trained for Yorton. That was the goal right away. Like, I wasn't trying to, not that there's really any small OCV Pro shows, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't targeting. I wanted to go right into that. And again, I got my ass kicked at Yorton in 2019. That's not going to happen this year, though. I'm back for redemption. But I got my butt kicked. But I learned, like, I saw how I them, and then I came back and I knew what I had to work on. So it's just, you constantly have to go through that process. You know what I'm saying? If all you're focused on is getting the trophy, you're not going to get better.
So I see it. You've been through about 16 shows. I know you have a list of competitors you're trying to show the new stuff you got to. So we're going to get to the nitty gritty, right? Who is it you're looking forward to seeing at New York? Who needs to be there?
Oh my gosh, guys. There's a lot of figure competitors that I'm looking forward to seeing this season.
Call them out.
I'm going to call out a couple of my favorites. I'm not going to get to everybody because honestly, the talent pool in OCV Pro Figure is so big. And I know that there's competitors that are just coming out of the woodwork this year too, that I probably don't even know about. But obviously I have to shout out Flo because she's absolutely dominating the pro figure circuit right now. So hats off to her. She's definitely going to give everybody a hard time this year for sure. Her structure is just amazing. And not only does she have the genetics, but she works her ass off. She puts in the work. So that's going to be really hard to beat.
Congratulations to Miss Flo. I think she just won a show, correct?
Yeah, she's winning them all.
Winning them all.
She's been winning them all so far. So, she's doing awesome. One of my favorite pro figure competitors in the OCB is Jessica Powell. Shout out Jessica. I don't know if she's listening. But I've been on stage with her a few times. She's just an incredible competitor, incredible physique, and she's just a class act. I like her as a person as well. And we always have a lot of fun backstage and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. And, I did reach out to her to make sure that she was doing Yorton this year, and she is. So, so I'm really excited to be competing with her again. Yeah, Jessica Powell. I made a list because I don't want to forget anybody.
She said I wrote the list. That's
I made a list, yeah. Also want to shout out and call out Kelly Messina. So she's like kind of one of my prep buddies. We just always, she's like me. We've been going hard for the last couple years. Every year she's there, I'm there. And so we've been competing together for the last couple years. So I'm always excited to see her. I know she's going to bring the heat. She looks like she made a lot of improvements from last year. I also have Marianne Cook on my list, who is, I've been following her for a while. I've actually never seen her on stage live, and I've never had the opportunity to compete with her, but I would love to see her maybe at Yorton this year. She, I'm kind of following her journey right now, and she looks awesome. I think she's going to kill it. So that would be really exciting if I could see her there. And then I also want to shout out Trisha Floyd, who just competed too. So I first met her at the 2019 Yorton, and she's just a doll. And I can't believe how much progress she's made since the last time I saw her. So I'm excited to get back on stage with her as well. We competed together in 2019, you were in, and we're going to do it again this year. So I'm excited for that.
Oh wow, it seems like a lot of competition you just named. I'm definitely...
Well, and then let's not forget the rare breed competitors are coming too. They're going to be competing. So Larissa, Bonnie, and Crystal. That's our pro figure team that we're going into Yorton with. So there's going to be a lot of competition there. I'm excited.
Congratulations! I think it was Miss Larissa, if I'm not mistaken. Am I pronouncing it right? Someone from the team, they just took a pro card from you guys.
Yes.
Will she be there as well?
Yes. Yep. We will all be at Yorton. Yep. And so I don't have the rest of my season planned out. You know, that's Chris. I think somebody had asked you in your episode, what's the Super Bowl of your season? So that's the Super Bowl of my season. I definitely want to get some other shows on the calendar. So if anyone wants to call me out to meet them somewhere, I'm definitely up for that. I'm looking for some more shows to do.
And if I'm down for that. Make it to the Yorton, you know.
What was that?
I said whoever you called out, if they're not making it to the Yorton and they trying to get a little smoke from you, let's hit up T in her Instagram. Hit her up in the DM. She's open for a conversation. You ladies pick a spot. She'll meet you there. And I'm pretty sure she'll bring a team with you.
Yeah. Yes, let's do it.
It was awesome hearing your story.
I want to compete with the best. I want to compete with the best.
That's what I'm talking about.
So everybody bring it. Let's train hard this year and let's light it up.
Bring it. There's no COVID pandemic excuses anymore.
Well, congratulations. Oh. What's going on here?
Let him in.
Who do we have?
Uh-oh.
Who's this?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Who is that? Who's into the room?
Oh man.
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Is that Zach?
Zach.
Hi, Zach.
How you doing?
Zach, what's going on, good brother?
What's going on? OCB, Men's Physique,
yes, sir.
Chesapeake, Presidential, about to see you.
The competitor, Zach Russell has entered the building. How you doing today, bro? What brings you in?
Good, man. Want to chip it up with you guys and see what's up, and maybe we can get some called out stuff going.
Oh, called out. So, if I'm not mistaken, I seen you in my little tile box. You're one of the 9 competitors that have confirmed for presidential.
Yes, sir.
You're not coming on my show looking for no smoke, are you?
Hey, man. I'm gonna show up and show out. So it is what it is. Whoever wants to.
Ab check.
Call me
That's
out,
what we looking for.
Ab check.
Ab check. Well, I'm gonna do a Chris then. You ain't gonna ab check? Fine, man. I'll do it for you, man. Let's go.
Oh, shirts up.
I am so glad you guys didn't ask me to do this because I am not ready.
I'll keep it quiet. Hey, I'm keeping it quiet. There you go.
Oh, he's ready.
Wow.
Is that
I'll see you, Zach. I'll see you, Zach. I'll see you, Zach. You came to the right room, Zach. Yes, sir.
I like it. Hey, man, we love to see it. We love to see it.
I saw you at the guides. I saw it. Physique was nasty. It was good, but you better bring it, man. You better be ready. You better be ready.
We put on some size, baby. I'm coming.
I need size. I need conditioning.
Conditioning is never a problem.
I need chunks, everything.
Hey, man, I got some custom chunks from Chula coming out. So.
Oh, my boy got some customs as well.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're fire.
I got some customs too. You got Chris. He's throwing up shorts every other day, every other week.
I know Chris has too many shorts.
So I had to come with it. I have to make. Only Chris is the type of guy that encourages other people. It makes you come with the smoke to go get shorts for specific shows. So be on the lookout, man.
You got to stand out. You can't be looking like everybody else with the same shorts. Chula's very popular nowadays. Everybody riding around with the same shorts. You can't do that. Got to come with something brand spanking new. Every show.
I call you out, Zach. I call you out. Whoever gets a better placement, you got to pay for the next pair of shorts.
Ooh. The pair of shorts on the line.
Custom shorts on the line, man.
Deal.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Marcus over Zach. I got to go with the home team. We going 2020 for this one.
Hey man, this is gonna be my hometown, really. So I'm bringing everything I have.
You got Quentin custom.
Can't wait.
Quentin, you don't want no smoke either. You came up here last time.
Oh, Quentin,
2020 over you as well.
All of you Baltimore guys, all of you DC guys, we coming for the smoke. That's what we're doing, man.
Yep.
We're coming to you guys' hometown, and we're coming to bring it. I'm glad that you came into the building today, man. You've been quiet. You don't post very much. You get on. You got like a quadruple followers. I just want to be on the same stage as you, man. It's gonna be fun.
Hey man, me too.
Looking forward to seeing you guys battle it out.
Chris, you're battling it out too.
He's trying to take a back seat. Hey man. So what do you feel like you brought up the most this year, man? What do you feel like you worked on the most?
My back. Back and abs.
He says it's gonna be a different story when it says face the curtain this time around.
Back.
Okay.
All the heavy lifting did not go to waste. It's gonna translate on stage for sure.
Yes, sir. So, man, how do you feel about the rest of the competitors that's coming out for the presidential? This looks like a baby Yorton. A lot of the people that was.
Hey, man, it's gonna be a dogfight. And I was hoping, honestly, that everyone would sign up for this show. Just since Yorton's pretty much right after this. It's gonna give us a good idea of where everybody's gonna place at the Yorton too, or it's just gonna be really fun.
Tell you the truth, after hearing this last inspiring story, I don't even want to watch you guys. I want to watch figure.
I know, right? That's what I'm talking about. I wrote down all the names. I'm gonna go start following all these people, and I'll be on the lookout.
I'm so excited for the show. Mike and I are actually going to drive a few hours because we have to see this live because we've been watching you guys and all the hype and everything. So we have to come see it in person. There's going to be some heavy hitters there for sure.
Definitely is. Zach, what's your Instagram, brother?
ZR's Physique.
ZR's Physique. We're gonna check you out. I took down a list of everybody that T named as far as figure calling those women out. I'm gonna check them out as well. I want to see what the competition is looking like.
Yeah,
Presidential Jordan, this looks like it's gonna be pretty amazing. ZR's Physique.
I think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be popping for sure. Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a heavy hitting event, man. I'm just glad to have that much competition on the stage at one time, and it's nothing short of stout competition. We've seen some competitions already, but I think this one has another level from what I see.
So as far as this show, I'm looking at it. This is the most call outs we have in one show. We have the Rare Breed team. They've called out the top 4 to 5 competitors out there.
I had a couple more, but I felt like we were running out of time. So.
She said she had more.
Prepared.
She wants all of the smoke.
Baby, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm always prepared. So I came prepared. I have a list.
You got a list.
If we have a couple minutes, I actually have a little contest prep pop quiz for you guys if you want to do it for fun.
That sounds good.
Are you down for that?
Let's go.
All right. You might think this is corny, but I think it's funny. All right. So it's going to be fun. All right. So just shout out your answer when you have it. All right. All right. First question, squats or deadlifts?
Deadlifts.
Yes.
Deadlifts.
I'm with you on that one. Okay. Macros or meal plan?
Macros.
Meal plan.
On both.
Yeah, so. Meal plan.
Okay. Favorite cheat meal?
Cheeseburger.
Sushi.
Oh, I'm going to go with the burger. Okay.
Tropical smoothie.
Chocolate smoothie?
Tropical smoothie.
Oh, tropical smoothie. Okay.
Bacon's delight.
For sure. I'm getting those after this show.
How about this? Yes, we definitely want Baker's Delight ice cream. I see you, Devin Baker. Definitely best ice cream ever had.
I've never
E-Shell's cookies. E-Shell cookies.
Them snickerdoodles, those are the devil. Those are addicting.
All right, guys,
you
next
gotta bring
question.
them to the presidential for sure.
Guys, what is your least favorite part of prep?
Hey, I'm gonna for.
I mean, I enjoy the process.
Waiting for the show.
Libido.
Oh yeah, saying. That sucks.
I'm just saying.
That sucks. Yeah. Thanks for keeping it real, because that's real.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you on that. Okay, what's your favorite part of prep?
Results.
Mine is abs, because I don't have them unless I'm in prep. All right, how about this? What is the craziest, weirdest, or funniest thing you have ever done to stay on prep?
Start talking to Marcus. Start challenging people on cold out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I leave the house sometimes knowing I'm not gonna have a microwave, and I'm down for eating like cold chicken and rice. Like, you know, it's not warmed up, and it's just part of the process. So if it's not available, you stick it out and do it, just because that's kind of the curveballs that life is gonna throw you on prep. So doing what you got to do to get it done, just doing weird stuff like that.
Yeah, I ate raw asparagus out of my suitcase one prep because I had a business trip and I didn't have access to food. So I packed all my food in the suitcase, and I literally was eating raw asparagus because I had no food, and that's what I had to eat. Okay, one last question. Do you guys have any hobbies outside of bodybuilding?
Man.
Wow, I stumped you guys today.
You stumped me.
All right, well, mine is baking, so I'm gonna bake a bunch of goodies for the Orton Cup when I see you guys.
Oh, we're looking forward to that.
Definitely.
I need some hobbies, man. That just stumped me. Shit.
I know. I feel bad. I mean, I can't say family because that's not a hobby. It's just what I do. That's what I do outside of prep, you know.
But you know what? That just shows you how intense training is for these shows. You know, it really does take over your life. It's so time consuming. And so there's really not time for much else, you know?
Yeah. I like doing research on other nutrition stuff, but that's just kind of part of prep too. So it doesn't even seem like a hobby.
Yeah, it all comes back to prep eventually.
Thanks.
All right, good job, guys.
It was awesome having you in here, T.
Thanks for having me.
It was an amazing show for a first female. I'm looking to have it some more, and after that, learn a little bit more. I do have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see if it's a difference between males and females when it comes to competing or a prep process, actually. How long is your usual prep?
I really like to do a longer prep. So some people might think it's kind of crazy, but I like to be around like 18 to 20 weeks out, you know, because I just like to do it very slowly and gradually. And then I don't want to be cutting it close where I don't think I'm going to be ready for the show. So I actually like to be ready a few weeks before. And then if I need to, I can kind of just like eat more going into the show. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be ready a little bit early and not be stressed out. This year's a little bit different because I started my prep late, you know, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter prep, but I think I could pull it off.
I've got the utmost in confidence that you can. Once again,
Thank you.
We're going to appreciate you for stopping by today. We'd love to do this again sometime.
Thank you guys for having me. It was awesome catching up with you guys. And just keep, like I said, keep up the great work. I love what you guys are doing for bodybuilding. Sammy Joe, thank you for creating this platform for us, you know, for us to have exposure and for us to speak and just share our ideas and experiences. I think it's awesome. So thank you guys so much.
Any advice you have for anyone starting to compete or, you know, someone that's going through the amateur process right now before we get out of here?
Patience. Learn to have patience. It takes time. You know, I see a lot of new competitors or first-time competitors right out of the gate, like, oh, I'm coming for that pro card. You know, it's not that easy. And so I would just say, learn to enjoy the process. Take less emphasis off the placings and the pro card and just really enjoy the process. Because like I said, it's very time consuming. And if you're not going to enjoy doing this, then what's the point of doing it, you know?
Mikey, just to hit Mikey's comment, I'll be there tomorrow after hearing this. I got to get some of this rare breed training in myself. So T, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. You have a great day. Thanks for coming in.
Bye, guys.
Bye, girl.
See ya.
I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Ooh, what an episode.
Wait. We gotta.
What an episode.
Wait. Just
Who's
you
giving
guys.
up the shorts? That's what I want to know. Zach is back. Custom
Nah,
shorts.
bro, I'm not. I want some more custom shorts. So.
Yeah, man. I look like I'm gonna have me an extra pair of shorts. I mean, are we? Did we agree on that?
Hey,
How
man.
does space takes care of the next shorts?
Oh,
That's what I'm talking
man.
about.
Virtual
Deal.
shake.
Right there.
Deal. Virtual shake. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Shake.
Sure. Look like I'm gonna have me some extra shorts for the Mr. America.
Are you doing Mr. America as well, Zach?
To be determined. Definitely Yorton though.
Definitely the urine.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
you got presidential, the urine. Is that it for the year? Or you got anything else? Battle of the Gods again?
Yeah, we'll see how we're gonna see how presidential goes, and maybe I'll show up for the Mr. America. It's all not too far from me, so.
That's what's up.
I think Mr. America is going to be epic.
Yeah, man. All
Yeah,
of them.
how many are doing the Mr. America?
So right now,
be
as far as I know, I think Mr. Showtime done called out that he's going to win. I know Dangerous Jay is in attendance. There's a few other OCB competitors I heard would be showing up, about 2 to 3 that I heard. 2020, he said he'll be okay with taking first at presidential and second at Mr. America to know me. You know how that goes. I'm just looking forward to getting on TV television. It'll actually give the sport some recognition that we've been missing.
Facts.
Man, that's interesting.
So,
and if
yeah,
Mr.
man.
Mark watching, TV series, that could be excellent. Jump on the next series.
Yeah. I'll be there. I'm gunning for it. Hey, but yeah, man, you got a good physique, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be great. Great lineup.
What's different about this prep for you guys than last prep before your last show?
For me personally, I had to gain some weight to come back down because I had been on prep for about 36 weeks, trying to do multiple shows and not listening to anyone. So it was like, hey, let's refill and then cut back down. So that's why you guys see me on a Stairmaster in the morning, and you see me, Stairmaster in the evening, and on this good old treadmill right here in the morning.
To be honest with you, for me, man, it's just continuing to do exactly what I'm doing, but longer. Just longer prep. The first 2 was a warm up, but maybe next year, obviously, we'll go into. I like what Terry was just saying. Make the first one your longest prep, and then ride into it. So that way you don't have to. You can only enhance. Get better. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I'm just more time, man. More time and sticking to the grind. That's it. Shipping it out, carving it out, just progressing. That's the only difference between my prep and the others.
I see the confidence change in 2020. You say like last month you would have hit him with an ab check, and he was like, "Nah, not today." He had on 2-3 different shirts. Now he's ready. He's brung that final form, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has.
It's gonna be fun, man. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
I've seen you training with a few of the guys, Zach, as well. That size has definitely improved.
Yeah, it had to get improved for sure. And messing with the other guys that were, you could noticeably see the size difference. So I just wanted to concentrate on putting on more quality muscle, coming with a better condition, and see where I land.
Dope.
Should be a good show at Presidential. Zach then came out here and called you out. Somebody's gonna exchange some shorts.
Hey, I want new shorts for Mr. America, courtesy of my man Zach. I'm looking forward to it, man. Even if it's one placement, I'll be happy. At least I hope you get second, man. You'll take second, Zach, man. I'll take first, you take second, but I still need my shorts, man.
I hear you. Hey, it's good to be the underdog, man.
I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in today. We're gonna turn it over to Sammy Joe. See if she can get us out of here.
Today was so much fun. You guys did awesome. I loved our guests. Our viewers were super engaged, and that's really what makes the show. So thank you guys for tuning in and commenting. And make sure you guys share this after it's over, especially if you have a female figure competitor. There was a lot of good information on there. So share it, and let's all stay connected and keep communicating. And that's how we're going to build a sport, because together we are strong. Right, guys?
All right. Strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
Communication between competitors, and especially at the pro level, is so important right now, because I think there's, the tides are changing. So let's all communicate.
Agreed.
Yep.
But yeah.
The more competition we have at each show, the better, more viewers we'll have.
Right.
More competition at the shows. We can build sport, because that's what this is about, guys. Building the sport.
Absolutely. So again, it was Zach. It's so great to meet you. I love following you and watching your lives. Why do I watch you on the treadmill? Why do I watch you doing your cardio for like way longer than I should?
Sometimes it gets interesting, especially with these guys. Sometimes they'll hop on and off, or we'll have other guys on there, and it's good fun for sure.
It is. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great night, and I am going to leave you guys with this. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Called Out. Remember, every Thursday at 6 o'clock, you can find Chris and Marcus live. A special thank you to Teresa Stramandinoli and Zach Russell for being special guests on our show tonight. Please follow 24 Fit CJ and 2020 Nutrition on Instagram to find out who next week's guest will be.